Hello and welcome back to the Efficient Skillet. My name is Willie and I hope that you're doing extremely well out there. I know that I am. Today I'm going to walk you through making a really delicious, easy to do pepper steak. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of water, which I have right here, and we're going to take 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then we're going to add, you can get this at Walmart. If you go to Walmart on the Asian foods aisle, you'll find this. It's oyster sauce, okay? It's like $1.97 or $2, $2.90, I forget, nothing, no big deal. But we're going to use 1 tablespoon of this stuff. I'm showing you this because I know oyster sauce is not a common thing here in this parts of the world. So anyway, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. And again, you can find it on the Asian foods aisle at Walmart in Livingston. That's where I got mine at. It's kind of thick. It has a really nice flavor to it though. And then we're going to put in just about like a dash of sesame seed oil, about like this much. That should do it right there. And then we're going to take some black pepper and just pepper this. Remember, this is pepper steak. So we're going to put in a pretty good amount of black pepper there. And we're going to whisk all this together. And then we're just going to set it aside. Okay, for the steak portion of this, the meat that we use, okay, my philosophy is if it's not ribeye, T-bone, New York strip, or filet mignon, then it's cheap stuff, okay? These right here, got these at Walmart for 2 of them. It's a little over £1.50 pounds. This is New York strip steak. Got it at Wally World. That's what we're gonna use. If you use cheap stuff like sirloin or chuck or something like that, you get what you pay for, man. You know, you go buy some meat that's gonna be tough, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get, but New York strip is very tender and it's very flavorful. This New York strip has marble in it, which adds a lot of flavor, and that's what we're gonna use to make this pepper steak. Now, one of the first things you want to do is these parts on the outside where there's excessive fat, you might want to cut that off and feed it to your dogs. In my case, that's Mixie, Molly, and Heidi. Once you get most of the fat trimmed off, you don't have to trim every bit of it off. But once you get most of the fat trimmed off, what I like to do is cut my New York strip about like that, and then come over to this side and just start cutting thin little slices like this. And you want to go against the grain. If you go with the grain, that means it has the long strips in there. Long strips, then that makes it increases the likelihood it's going to be tough. You go against the grain, that increases the tenderness. So when you cut this stuff, go against the grain. See? And we're going to slice all this meat into little strips. Once our steak is chopped up, then we're going to take more black pepper and put it on this pepper steak. After all, folks, this is pepper steak. And we're going to take that black pepper and we're just going to mix it all in with our strips of New York strip steak here. All right, with our electric skillet on medium-high heat, actually to be precise, it's on 375 degrees. We're gonna put just a small amount of olive oil in our pan. And we're gonna swirl it around a little bit. Remember, olive oil is real good for you, folks. It lowers your cholesterol. It's rich with antioxidants. It has lots and lots of, there's nothing bad about olive oil. It's a little high on the calorie side, but hey, we all need calories. I mean, you know, where would life be without calories? Okay, so we're gonna take our meat now and we're gonna dump it right into here. And what we want to do is stir it around and start browning it. Okay, once our beef is about halfway cooked, we're gonna take a half a cup of shredded carrot, 4 cloves of finely chopped garlic, a piece of ginger about as big as my thumb, okay, and then dice it like this, ginger root. 1 small yellow onion, chopped, roughly chopped, not finely chopped. And a bell pepper. Use the color of your choice. With pepper steak, traditionally it's green, and you know, my wife's an angel. She's a traditionalist about everything. So, and when she gets mad at me, I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, you put all this stuff in there. Now, let me remind y'all, or let me mind y'all, because I haven't said it yet. Do not add any salt to this, because that sauce that we made that we'll be adding shortly, it has all the salt you need with that soy sauce and oyster sauce and all that stuff in it. It's got all the salt you need for this pepper steak recipe. We're gonna let this, I'm gonna even turn my heat up to 400 now, and we're gonna let this cook for a few minutes before we close this thing out. Okay, this has been cooking for about 4 minutes now, and the last step to this whole process is we're gonna take that sauce we made earlier, give it a good whisk before you pour it in, because it has that cornstarch in there, and cornstarch likes to sink to the bottom. Give it a good whisk and pour it in. And just work it in there and let it cook for about 3 more minutes. Okay, it's, excuse me, it's been about 3 more minutes since we put the sauce in. As you can see, it's thickened up nicely because of that cornstarch we put in there. Anyway, this stuff's ready, so I'm gonna turn our heat off. And it's time for the final act. Now, the ideal way to serve this pepper steak, as always, you can eat it like this, but to me, the best way to serve this is over a bed of rice. Just really, really good, man. This stuff, this is good. There we go. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at that, just nice and hot and steamy. Oh man, man, that is just so perfect. Wow. I think I'm about to pig out on camera. Self-awareness. Folks, that is absolutely fantastical. So anyway, I hope you try it, and I hope you like it. And if you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button, and you can email us, efficientskillet@gmail.com. Make America great again.